everyone, it's Melissa. Today's video is about buying cheaper clothes and making them look more expensive. I know that the rule of thumb is that you're supposed to buy the most expensive that you can afford, but with times the way they are and at different times in your life, you may come across not being able to afford more expensive things but needing to buy some clothes. Perhaps your job doesn't exist anymore and you're out job hunting, or your company may not exist anymore after the year we've been through, and everybody's finances have really been hit hard. So you may not be able to afford something really expensive. Gosh, I've been buying cheaper clothes, I guess, for about 50 years. almost 50 years, since I was about 17 and got married. And I'm in no way any kind of fashionista at all. But I have bought a lot of cheap clothes. So there's some things I have observed that have worked for me over the years in buying cheaper clothing that I thought, well, I'll go ahead and make a video about, and maybe it'll be helpful. And I think we all have priorities about ourselves, unless you're very wealthy, of what you spend your money on. With me, it's skincare first. I will spend the most money on skincare. Then hair, makeup, that's second, third, close with each other. I don't know which one I spend the most on. And then number 4 is clothing. And I love clothes. I really do. I just don't tend to spend a lot of money on it as much as I do other things. I think I figured that if my hair looks okay and my skin looks okay and my makeup looks okay, then whatever I have on is, it's probably going to be fine. I think that's probably the mindset that I have. But everybody's priorities are different. You have to think about that too. And it's also about perception. What I consider very expensive, other people may not think is expensive at all. I think J. Crew's expensive. I think Banana Republic's expensive. I think Ann Taylor's expensive. And I will buy a few pieces from those places, but I will look on their website to see if they're having a major sale, if they've got things knocked off, and if not, then I will pass it by and maybe revisit them at a later time and go on to less expensive places, perhaps Amazon or Target or Old Navy or Kohl's. I haven't had as much luck with Walmart, although I did buy 2 pairs of jeans for $18 each that came in that I really like. So I did have good luck with their jeans. But I have made a list over the past few days or so, and so I thought I would just kind of share what I've learned over the years. Take it for what it's worth. The first thing is, when I realize I need something, say I need a top to fill in my wardrobe, and I haven't bought tops in a while and I need a new top, but I can't really afford to spend very much, and there isn't anything that I like on sale. So what I will do is go to places that I've had good luck with, like Old Navy, or I've always had pretty good luck with Amazon and Target. I will go to those places and just kind of see what they've got. And you kind of have to keep your focus going too, because a lot of cheaper places will have lots and lots of clothes, and even though they're cheaper clothes, if you keep adding it to the cart, it's going to become more expensive. So I try to stay focused like that. And I know what my body type is. My body type is pear-shaped. I'm bigger on the bottom than I am on the top. So I don't look at anything that goes up and down. I love button up the front shirts, and I have bought them and worn them, but they're just not as flattering on me because they tend to make me look longer and my shoulders more narrow. I've got narrow shoulders, so I need something visually that goes across this way. I can do a scoop neck, I can do a crew neck, I can do a boat neck, and I can do off the shoulder. And I know that off the shoulder is not really in fashion right now, but I have a lot of them, so I do wear them, and I've worn them for a really long time before, when back since the flash dance days, I have just worn a lot of off the shoulder because it suits me by making my shoulders look wider. A V-neck does not suit me. I have some V-neck things, but it is not as flattering as something that goes across this way. So knowing your body type. When I buy cheaper clothing, one thing I always try to do is buy solid colors. I think it looks more expensive. I like wild patterns and really bold patterns, but they tend to show up the fabric more. And if it's a cheaper fabric, then it's going to make your whole item look cheaper. If it's a solid color, it tends to make the fabric look a little more elevated, a little more expensive, I have found. So that's what I try to do. If it's a new place that I haven't shopped at before, or a brand that I haven't tried before, I will maybe order one item and order it in black, because if it isn't going to look good on me in black, it is not going to look good on me in any other color. Once I have become familiar with a brand, or become familiar with a website that I like their clothing, and even though it's inexpensive, it seems to suit me, then I will maybe order the same type of piece in different colors. And so I can kind of pad my wardrobe out that way, because I'm changing up the color, but it's still the same type of thing. For example, on Amazon, there's a brand called Saran Matthews. This is a Saran Matthews. I started out at first buying black from that brand, and I liked the way it did. I liked the material. I tend to like things more fitted on the top, so I liked the way it draped on me and the way it did. Even though it was very inexpensive, I liked the way it behaved on me. So then I ordered it in green, and I have it in burgundy, and I have it long sleeve, and I have it in shorter sleeve. So I was able to fill out my wardrobe with different colors, but it was the same type of thing. So I think buying solid things looks a little more elevated than things that have patterns on them when you're going with cheaper clothing. Another thing that I think can kind of elevate your look some is to dress in a monochromatic manner. A black top, a black pair of slacks, a black skirt, red and red, or blue and blue, maybe tan slacks and kind of an ivory color or an off-white shirt. Now, I have found with solid colors, I tend to buy black, gray, maybe red and navy, a little bit darker colors, but if I like the fit, I will go with whiter colors too. You have to be a little careful with cheaper clothing with white, because the material is probably going to be thinner, and it probably is not going to be lined, so you can see through it. So you have to be a little careful with white. A lot of times I'll go with cream, because sometimes it will look a little bit thicker and not show as much. Besides monochromatic, I will tend to do blocks of colors. So I might do a red or a dark green top and a black skirt. Or I may do a black top and a gray skirt. Or I might do a black top and a red skirt. So doing blocks of color like that, I think elevates it. There's just something about solid colors, big blocks of solid colors, rather than all breaking it up, that is more classic. And when you think of things as being more classic, subconsciously, I think you think of things being more expensive. But I do think there is an exception to buying things with a pattern if you find something that seems to work for you, and that is using a classic pattern, like a classic plaid, or a classic like this. I think this is a good example. I got this from Old Navy. It's boat neck. This stripe and pattern has been around for years and years and years. And when it's been around for a long time like that, you think of it as being more classic, and therefore it elevates it more. You think of it as being more expensive. To me, this top from Old Navy looks so much better than what I paid for it. I didn't pay hardly anything for it, and I've worn it for a long time. But the fact that the pattern is so classic, I think that has elevated it a lot. So another thing that you can do is use your accessories to your advantage, and that's a good way to express yourself too. Like for instance, if you are a more bohemian type, you can express yourself with your jewelry or with scarves. I love handmade jewelry. I love handmade jewelry. My daughter has a friend named Jessica. Every year my daughter will buy a pair of earrings and give them to me for Christmas that her friend Jessica has made. And it just means so much to me, and I wear them all the time. And it really helps to elevate and make just a real simple outfit look nicer. I like to wear scarves. I don't wear them a whole lot, but I love the look of wearing scarves. I have a pair of shoes, a pair of pumps that I have worn over and over again for years. They're just real simple black pumps, but they just go with everything. They go with jeans, and they go with dresses, and they go with skirts. And by the way, this is off the topic, but I have ordered 2 pair of shoes. They're slides with little kitten heels from Amazon. And I will show those when I get them in. I'll show them with my new jeans that I got from Walmart. But anyway, that was off the subject. But shoes, yes, you can use shoes and your purses to express yourself and to kind of add a little oomph to your real simple outfits, I think. Shapewear. When you buy cheaper clothing, the fabric is probably going to be not as high of a quality. It's probably going to be thinner. It probably is not going to be lined. So every bulge and bump and piece of cellulite and knot that you have on your body is going to show. I have heard that even the top models that are in tip-top shape and have the smoothest legs and everything wear shapewear. So there's no shame in wearing shapewear at all. A good bra. One time I did an Instagram picture and I had tried a different bra. It was one of those that have the kind of the elastic at the top and the elastic at the bottom. I can't remember what they're called, but it smashed me down like a pancake. I don't have much, but it smashed me down like a pancake. And I remember a couple of people said, "Your boobs look funny." I thought, yeah, they do. I should have put on a different bra. I think I even took the picture down. But especially, on your bottom with your skirts and with your pants, wear your shapewear. And to me, it's better to go without panties than to have visible panty lines, because that just ruins the whole outfit, especially if it's a cheap outfit, because that's going to be thinner and those panty lines are going to show. So take care of the panty lines and wear shapewear. Okay, so you've bought your stuff and you want them to last a while. You don't want them to just throw them away immediately. So, you need to take care of them. I have items, no kidding, that I have bought years and years ago that are still going strong, that I paid next to nothing for, that I just got cheap. I don't hand wash my clothes unless it's a sweater that I have knitted myself, because I have spent so much time on it. I tend to hand wash those. But I will wash my cheaper clothing on, if there's a delicate cycle or a hand wash cycle on your washing machine, I will wash it like that with cold water. And then I don't put it in the dryer. I will either do one of 3 things. If it won't stretch out when it's hung up, I will hang it on a hanger and hang it on a rack in my closet and let it dry that way. And if it's something that needs to be hung up with clothespins, I have a little portable clothesline that's in a little corner section of my closet that I can roll out and then pin my clothes up that way. Or I will lay it down flat on towels and let it dry that way. Even though they're cheaper clothing, I have spent money on them and I have invested in them, so I do take care of them. And another thing is thinking about getting things altered. If it is something that you think you'll take good care of, you really like it, it fits well and it really suits you, but maybe there's one section that doesn't quite fit just right, think about maybe getting it altered if you can find someone that does it very inexpensively. I mean, if you're going to spend $100 to get something altered, it isn't worth it to do that because you paid $10 for the item. But you can weigh it together. If it needs to be altered and it's something that's really flattering on you and you think it looks pretty good and you're probably going to wear it a while, it might be a good idea to find somebody that does it very inexpensively. Also, I think this is important. You may have nicer pieces already that you don't realize you have. I think we just have so many clothes that we forget what's in the back of our closet. I found a blazer recently that is just cute as it can be that I've had for a long time, and I got it back out and it looks really cute, like to wear to the office when it's going to be cold, or I can wear it in the fall, in the wintertime when it turns cooler. But that blazer was a nice surprise rediscovery, and it kind of elevates my outfit. It's just simple, it's black, but it's fitted really well. If you've got jewelry, maybe that you've inherited, jewelry that you've been gifted. Doug has, in the past, he has bought me some pearls. He has bought me some 2 scarves that are really pretty, and he bought me those nicer shoes. So look around at what you have that might be nicer, that you have invested in the past, that maybe you've forgotten about. I think that is very important, because once you start looking around, you might realize you have more things that you don't realize you have, especially with jewelry. I did not realize some of the pieces of jewelry that I had that I could be wearing. And speaking of scarves, I really do like scarves. I mentioned it before, I really do like scarves. I tend not to wear them a lot, but there are so many videos on YouTube that you can look at of different ways to tie scarves in your hair, draping over you, every kind of way you can think of to tie a scarf, and boy, that will really elevate an outfit. I have, like I said, Doug bought me 2 really nice scarves that, oh gosh, it was over 20 years ago, that I have taken good care of. They still look brand new, and I will get them out when I really want an elevator look and make it look a little bit fancier, something that maybe is a cheaper dress or something. If I tie one of those pretty scarves on it, it really makes a big difference. If I add some of the pearls to it, it really makes a big difference. And another thing that I think is really important is to find the colors that suit you. I did a video on how I do that. What you do is you take any clothing or any material away from your face, don't put on any makeup, do your hair back, don't have on any earrings, and you drape different colors. You find some clothing that is solid color in different colors, and you see which colors suit you. What you look for: does this color make your eyes look brighter? Does this color make you add a little color to your cheeks? If it's the wrong color for you, or a color that isn't as flattering on you, it will make you look a little sicker. It will make your eyes look a little duller. But if it's a color that really suits you, it really kind of brightens up it just makes you look a little bit brighter because it's a color that is flattering on you. So I will link that video down below. But basically what you do is you take the colors and you might compare a cool green and a warm green. So an olive green would be more of a warm green, and an emerald green would be a cool green. So you can put the colors back to back. So you hold up maybe the emerald green and see if it makes you look brighter. Then you drop it, and underneath will be the opposite color, like a warm green or an olive green, and you can see how well that suits it. Then you can raise the emerald back up, drop it back and forth with the different colors, and see which one suits you. So I will link that video down below, but that's been very helpful with me. So anyway, that is it. I hope I didn't make too big a mess of it. It was hard, sometimes a little bit hard to explain what I was talking about and what I was looking for, but I hope it's helpful. Thank you so much for watching. I sure do appreciate it. By the way, I meant to say this in the beginning, but I'm gonna say it now. This summer is extremely busy for us. So those of you that are my friends that make videos, I will watch as many as I can, but please don't let your feelings be hurt if I miss some of your videos, or if I miss some of the comments, or miss, some other things. We've got we've got swim team, we've got tennis, and then I'm picking up one of my granddaughters from out of town on her horseback riding lessons. My daughter's doing theater camp, and my daughter and son-in-law are in rehearsals for a play. So it's a real busy time right now. We got those grandkids have just got something going all the time. I'm enjoying the swim team a lot. I get so excited. I really do. It's fun. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I sure do appreciate it. Y'all take care and have a good rest of the week and upcoming weekend. And I'll see you in a few days. Bye-bye.